Hello, this is Sherelle T. Martin with Nitron Financial Solutions with this week Tech Talk Tuesday QuickBooks tip. So this week we're going to show you how to add your accountant or any other user to your QuickBooks online file. So we're logged in here to our sample company file, and I'm going to go over here to the far right icon, the gear icon, and we're going to click on that, and we're going to go over to your company and down to manage users. And so for manage users, we are going to show you how you can add the additional users to your QuickBooks file. So depending on which version of QuickBooks Online you have, whether it's Simple Start, Essentials, or Plus, you can add a different number of users to your file. So if you have Simple Start, you can only have one user. If you have Essentials, you can have 3 additional users, and if you have Plus, then you can have five, five, 5 users. So, excuse me, Essentials is 2 additional users for a total of 3, not 3 additional users. And then for Plus, you can have 4 additional users for a total of 5. So Simple Start is 1 user, Essentials is 3 users, and Plus is 5 users. Keeping in mind that you are one of those users. So if you have Simple Start, you are the only user who can have access to that file. And then with all the versions, you can have 2 additional accountant users. So it doesn't matter which version you have. You can have 2 accountant users on all of them. On the Plus, you can also have a reports users and time tracking users. So those are people who can either only access it to run reports, and people who can only access it to enter, and employees can only access it to enter their time. So those are the different users. So what we're going to do is we're going to add our accounting firm as a user. So I'm going to click on invite accountant. And then from here, we're going to start a mini interview process where we're going to enter in our email at her email address, her being me. We're going to enter in email address, and her name is optional, but you doesn't hurt to put it in. Don't see why you wouldn't. You're going to say next, and it's going to say, great, you're done. Click finish. And then you're going to see on your QuickBooks file that that person has been invited to your QuickBooks Online file. So what's going to happen is, so see here it says invited. And if they don't respond over a certain period of time, you can always hit resend to send it to them. So what's going to happen on their side is, we're going to go over here to email. They're going to get an email that says you have invited them to be to your QuickBooks file. And so you're going to click accept, they're going to click accept invitation, and then from that point you will see that they are active in the system. The same process for regular users. The only difference is you have more questions to answer. So from here we're going to say add a new user. So this is a regular user, staff user in your company. And again, we're going to start another mini interview process. So from here, for a regular user, they're asking you what kind of user do they need to be. Do they need to have regular access? Do they need to have administrative access? Should they have reports only access or time tracking only access? So we're just going to say regular user, which means they can pretty much do what just a typical regular user, but not quite administrative rights. And so we're going to hit next. And then from here, we can choose what we want to give them access to. Do we want to give them all access? Or do we want to give them limited access to only say sales or purchases? So for the sake of the demonstration, we're just going to say all. And then once we said all, then it's saying we can limit still what they have access to. So they can have access to everything within QuickBooks with the exception of maybe we don't want them to add and delete or modify users, changing company information, or changing subscription and billing information. So we don't want them to have access to that. So that's all fine. We say next, enter in their email address and phone number just like we did for the accountant. We're going to leave the name blank in this instance, but you can put in their name, and we need to spell that right. And then you hit next. And then again, it says finish and done. And then you will notice that that person has been invited to your QuickBooks Online, and they'll receive the same email that the accountant email got, saying that you've given them access to the file and they need to activate their access and set up a password. So that's how you add users to your QuickBooks Online account. I hope this tip has helped you. If so, please feel free to leave a comment below. Catch you next time on Tech Talk Tuesday.